What you got? Catfish?
Yeah.
Did you?
Kitty City, boy.
Dang.
All right. Keeping us busy till these shrimp roll in.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a bright light. Let me turn this light down just a little bit.
I was told that these things are decent to eat.
I think you were lied to.
So, when I was younger, we actually cut one up and ate it while we were camping one day. And I just wrapped it in a pack of foil with a packet of mayonnaise and threw it on the campfire. And I don't know if it was the beers or what, but it wasn't bad.
Everything tastes pretty good when you're drunk. Somebody did tell me one time that catfish make amazing cut bait for offshore. I've never tried it, so if you have tried catfish chopped up offshore for bait, let me know how you did with it. So anyway, we are out here in Oakhill. We put in a river breeze ramp. We came a little bit south. The shrimp have been a little bit hit or miss. We're hoping they're gonna start running here real soon. It's still right now an incoming tide for the next probably hour. We've only seen a few stragglers go by right now. The tide change, like I said, I think it's at 10:30 tonight. So we're gonna hang out through the tide change and hopefully the shrimp pick up. So we got our, let me turn my camera light off here. We got our green lights in the water. We got 2 green blobs. I got them on Amazon. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you guys the lights that I use and also how I rig them. I've got 2 more that Jeff bought last season that haven't been rigged yet, so it'll be a perfect time for me to show you guys how I do that. Got anything to add to the intro, Jeff?
Not yet. Not yet. But there's definitely tactic for the way Jim puts them in the water. He's done a lot of research and development on this.
Yeah, the more you do it, the more you figure out how the shrimp go. So you want to space these green lights out. There's 2 green lights down there, one over here. You don't want a big gap of dark area between your lights because these shrimp, they seem to be afraid of the light. These don't really attract the shrimp in the winter time. They're more scared of the light, so they want to come up and over the light to avoid it. So you'll see at the end of the video when I rig these lights how I do it, so you can adjust the light in the water column. But and you don't want them to where they're so far away from your boat to where you have a real dark area closest to you. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Toward the hull?
Yeah. So you want them just the right distance out there with no gap between them. That way you can still see them, because you want the shrimp to come up and over the light where you can still have time to net them before they go under your boat. So that's the plan. Stay tuned. Hopefully we get some shrimp.
We're gonna get some shrimp.
We're gonna get some shrimp.
We're gonna get some shrimp. Too many other boats out here not to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of boats. Most of them stopped a little bit further north of us. They're hanging out right around the boat ramp. We came down a little further to where the channel narrows a little bit. This is where we did good in the past. So anyway, stay tuned. Hopefully we get some shrimp here in a few minutes.
Getting on them. That's for dang sure.
It's definitely picking up a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
The stronger the current gets, the better it's going to get.
Let them get out of my sock.
Yeah, don't let them escape. We'll see your sack.
That's probably, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah. It's only going to get better. All right, guys, first dump.
Hit the dumper.
Yeah, they're coming through pretty regular now. Not great yet, but it's definitely getting better.
Open up the little secret passage here.
Good looking shrimp.
Oh yeah. About medium size, I'd say.
All right.
See what Jim's got in his sock. That boy doing good.
Oh yeah. Ow. Fucking bit me. So these nets, guys, they are bought. I buy a lot of my nets from a man called Ed Shumaker. He's here, he's local, and he makes some of the best, in my opinion, in our area, some of the best cast nets and dip nets you can buy. So I'll put in the link, the description below, I'll put his contact information if you guys need a net. He's the man to see. That's it, so get all up in there. Pretty good shrimp. I mean, they're not jumbos, but most of them are about that size, so. Mostly mediums, couple of large ones in there. Good start.
What are they gonna do? They gonna eat.
They're gonna eat good.
All right, let's get back on them.
Yes.
Got another little pull. They keep swimming out of the sock, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump them so I quit losing them.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Got almost a quarter bucket already. I haven't dumped my sock in there yet. You can hold that real quick and I'll dump mine real quick. How much we got? I'll probably put us to about a quarter or so. Not bad for about about 30 minutes.
Yeah, about that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little less.
Yeah, so we're about a quarter of a bucket.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
One trick to shrimping, guys, is whenever you have your nets in the water, don't splash them. Don't do like that, because the shrimp feel the vibrations and they'll juke around your net every time. You gotta go like easy with it. And let them just swim right in. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. They're thick out here right now, for sure.
All right. We're calling it a night, guys. Oh, there's, look at them all coming through there now. Oh, man. But we gotta go, because I got an appointment at 9 a.m. in the morning. And it's, what time, 2:30?
Yep.
In the morning. Not a bad amount of shrimp though. Probably about a half bucket.
I think
maybe a smidgen more.
Yep. I think we've done pretty good.
That's a good shrimp.
Yeah.
Mostly mediums. Several larges. Not a bad night.
Not at all.
If I didn't have to go, they're still swimming by us right now, but
a little cold out.
A little chilly.
Yep.
8 a.m.'s gonna come awfully early.
For sure. I don't know how Jim's doing it right now. He just got his Grundens on and what are those?
My flops.
Dude ain't got no fucking shoe or freaking shoes on. crazy. Our hands are numb, wet, and cold.
Yes. All for shrimp.
Hopefully our wonderful wives will help us dehead them.
Yeah. I wouldn't count on it. Maybe they will. Alright guys, we had a fun night shrimping. It got cold and the shrimping wasn't that great actually. It picked up for about 30 minutes. We were getting 5 to 10 at a time coming through, and then it kind of dwindled, and we ended up with right around 2.5 to 3 gallons of shrimp. Mostly mediums and several handfuls of larges, no jumbos at all. I am going to go over with you guys how I rig my green blob shrimp lights. So right or wrong, this is how I do it, and it works great. If you have any other ideas or something might work better, hit me up in the comments and let me know. All right guys, so starting with the lead that I use. All right, I poured this lead. Me and my buddy welded up this triangle shaped aluminum mold that I use to pour these in. They weigh right around 3 pounds. If you have access to melting lead or somebody that can weld, you can weld up, you know, any kind of a square or triangle shaped piece to pour it in. The wire that I use, I pretty much use what I have available. I don't use anything that's that'll rust, obviously. I use, like this piece, I think is a piece of scrap copper wire I had. On my deep drop leads that I use, I also use a stainless filler rod. You can buy at any welding shop for TIG welding. That works really, really well. I've used aluminum wire. It really doesn't matter, as long as, if you use aluminum wire, use something that's a little bit thicker because it is softer. But so that's how I do my leads. If you don't have access to pouring your own lead, what you can do is go to any tackle shop that sells offshore trolling equipment and get you a downrigger ball. I don't recommend just like something that's perfectly round because it may roll around when the current's ripping. I would do the downrigger ball that has like the, you know, the flat parts on it, so that way it doesn't move around so much on you. So onto the rope. The rope that I use is a rope that has lead in the middle of it. It's got a strand of lead that runs right through the middle of this. I get this on, where did I get this from? I believe I got on Amazon. I'll look back in my history, and if I did get this on Amazon, I'll post a link below. It's normally used for crab trap pots. You do not want your rope, whatever rope you go with, you don't necessarily have to use this lead line, but I would at least get one that sinks. If not, when you chuck your lights out there and your rope is going to float, it's going to be in your way when you're dipping. So definitely use something that floats. Better yet, get the lead line. This was 100 foot of it, 5/16 diameter. And like I said, I'll put the link. As far as my clips, the way I work these clips here, these are long line clips, and I believe these came off Amazon as well, because I couldn't find them locally. All you do is close to your light, right here at the beginning of your light, and I'm doing a GoPro and the other camera here at the same time, so you guys can see this. I just did 2 zip ties right here to make a loop, and then I just bought a pack of these 1.5" diameter stainless key rings. Put it over the wire here, so I have a place to put my long line clip. When you get the long line clip, it doesn't come with this. It's just the swivel and the clip. All right. On the top of the light, very important, you have to have it float. You don't want it just laying on the bottom. That won't do you very much good. So I just used a big zip tie, ran it through my float. This float came from West Marine. I think I've been in a few West Marines. I see it in all of them. If you can't find this float, you can go online and Google fishing net supplies, and this is off of a net for a float line for a fishing net, and these floats work really well too. I don't remember the number on this one. If I remember where I got this from, I'll post that down there as well. So right here, I just did the main zip tie going around, and then 2 smaller zip ties doubled just to hold it onto the top of the light so it stays nice and tight right there on the top of the light like that. So the trick to this, say you chuck your light and your weight out and you're in, let's say, 8 feet of water, okay? You don't want your light right on the bottom, which I do sometimes if we're in shallower water. That's why you have these extra clips on here, so your light, I don't know if you can see that, I don't know if my camera's back far enough, but that way it stays higher in the water column. These shrimp that we get here in the wintertime, they're not attracted to the light, they're afraid of it. So you're not pulling the shrimp in with these lights. A lot of people think you do, you're not. The shrimp are just coming with the current, flowing, doing their thing, going back and forth, in and out with the tides. And what you want this light to do is to deflect the shrimp over your light, if that makes sense. So if you have your light all the way on the bottom on 7-8 feet of water, one, you're not going to see the light hardly at the surface, especially with our water clarity here. You want that light to be up off the bottom, but not high enough to where the shrimp will avoid the light and go under it, if that makes sense. So when the current's ripping, this light is not going to be straight up and down. It's going to be cocked back at an angle, which I like that because it shines the light down and up. So you have to toy with it sometimes. If you're new to shrimping, I just kind of know from doing it how bright the light is on the surface of where it needs to be. You don't want it so bright, you don't want it dim. You want in between where those shrimp will still come up and over that light without being afraid of it, but not deep enough to where they swim under it and you don't get them. So that's why you tie these things, or I tie them every foot, these loops. So that way you can place this in the water column, you know, wherever you think it needs to be. It'll just take trial and error. So another, I don't remember if I said it in the main video, I'm filming this a couple days later. Another thing is you don't want a huge dark area off the side of your boat. So say if this is my boat, I'm going to be shrimping out here. When I chuck these lights out, I try to throw them, not as far as I can, but I try to throw them out there further than I need to. And then what I do is I just pull them back in to where I have a very slight shadow between the boat and the light. Because you don't want them so close to your boat, that way when they come up to go over your light, you're not getting them because they're already hitting your boat, you don't have time to net them. So you'll see what I mean. The video isn't that great with the lighting. I've got to work on my night shooting just a little bit, but you'll get the idea. And once you do it a few times, it's really not difficult. And don't get me wrong, if you don't do this the way I do it, you're still going to get shrimp, you just won't get as many of them. So anyway, and then I believe these are, I'll have to look in my Amazon history again. I know you can get these green blob lights and I think it's 2 different length wires. I got the longer wire. I want to say it's 30 foot or 40 feet long. And I did that on purpose because what's really cool about these green blob lights is you can actually take these gator clips off of here, and I have a waterproof LED driver that I can actually plug into a 110 socket. So like for instance, we're leaving to go to the Keys in a few days. I always bring my lights with me because we get Airbnbs on the water. It's really cool to be able to chuck these out there, and most docks have power. So I plug them on, plug them in, and I throw my pinfish traps out there. And it's just nice to be able to walk out at night and see in the water. It's beautiful down there. Well, that's all I got for you this video. I hope you found some sort of useful information out of it. And it only takes a minute, guys. Hit that like button for me. If you want to see more of my wife and I and my buddies fishing, doing what we love to do, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to post more regular. We're getting ready to head to the Keys. Like I said a few minutes ago, we'll be there for a week, so hopefully we get some more good content out of the Keys, out of Marathon. And that's all I got for you. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one.